Hi everybody, it's me, Carrie Begla with MemoryInkers.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make a fun wiggle card. Look at this. How cute is that? And it's so simple. Also, I will show you where the little frog came from, because that is teeny McTiny, and where everything came from for the inside of the card too. But I know this is the part you're most excited about. Me too. Okay. Let's get started. Okay, first things first. And no, I'm not going to make you watch this whole thing, but the first thing I did was I stamped the little kangaroo with the little koala in its pocket with Memento Tuxedo Black ink, and this is on the thick Whisper White cardstock because I wanted it to be strong when it was able to do the flipping. So the best recommendation is to use the thick cardstock. Of course, you could use very vanilla as well. And you see, I just use a scrap. I figure you guys understand. But this is how I colored it. I was going to do it with the blends, but I didn't really have the colors that I wanted. And that happens sometimes. So this is what I do when I want to color with the Stampin' Write markers. And I used Berry Burst, Powder Pink, and Balmy Blue. These two are brand new colors. Love them. So I take the brush end, and here's another tip in case you didn't know. Sorry, I know I'm flipping that around. There are two lines on the Stampin' Write markers, and they have been there for a while. And they tell you this is the thin tip. There's a picture too, obviously. And then this is the brush tip. But the line is helpful when you have like your stamp or your pen in your hand and you don't see the little pictures. So I'm going to take the brush tip and I'm just going to squiggle a little on a clear block. Then I'm going to take my blender pen and I'm going to scoop up some of the color. I don't want it too thick, but when you get started and you know it's going to be a thick color, a dark color when you start where you know there's natural shading. Like I know that this giraffe has some natural shading on its body in certain places. So I'm going to start there before I start to see where my blending out takes me. These ears are a little dark, but that's okay. I'm going to do a little shading under here to help lighten it up. And then I think it would be darker here too. And then you can start blending out. Of course, you can do this with your watercolor pencils as well. And you could also do this on some of our watercolored paper. So basically, I did the main part of the little mommy body in the now I forgot what it was. What is this? Berry Burst ink. And then, oh, and also remember to clean off your pen in between colors. And then for this little inside, there's a little bit of Berry Burst, but most of that is done with the new Powder Pink. Whoops. And then the little koala bear is done with the Balmy Blue. This was, obviously if you're having a little boy. You might want to change up your colors if you're having a little girl. And then we can go from there. But I'm not going to make you watch me color the whole thing. So hold on just a minute. Okay, so now you can see I have my little kangaroo and the little koala bear all colored in. I will tell you that I did use the pen straight. I used the pointed end to color in the little nose. But to make the nose of the koala bear a little darker, I just made sure I had like fresh ink on my blender pen so that I could color that in. And you can see spots where I cleaned off my blender pen. I keep saying that because it's really important that you do clean up your blender pen. Then the awesome, I forgot to tell you guys that this is from the awesome Animal Outing stamp set. This was a free set I received at Onstage back in April. And, I really am not a huge animal person, but I fell in love with this. I was so excited when I got it. And there are framelits for almost all of them. There's one for the rhino and the giraffe. There's one for the frog on the little tree branch. There is tree branch that you could cut out, sort of make it a hole in the paper, because it doesn't cut it out like a tree branch. It cuts holes into your cardstock. And then this is cool because it makes sort of a, I guess you could make it as a brick walkway, or it could be animal markings or whatever it is you want to do with it. So now I'm going to take the little giraffe, and I am going to cut it out on the Big Shot. So let me do that real quick. I have that slightly out of camera range, but I will tell you that I do have my magnetic plate down. Makes it a little bit easier to line everything up. So, get that all cut out for you. Okay, then you can see it's just the coolest. Now down here I did do a little bit of mint macaron just to give it a little green, and I forgot to do that here, but I'm going to go ahead and go back and do that. Before I move all of this to show you the other stuff, I did want to show you that you can cut out the giraffe and the dinosaur, or the rhinoceros from the designer series paper with these little framelits, which is really cool. Now you will see they go opposite directions, okay? But if you remember my tip on this, if you and I'll have this on my blog soon. I've done it before, so you could probably go search my blog and find it. But if you set it like this on top of one of our awesome foam mats, and then you just sort of make little poke holes in areas that you'll be able to recognize it. Then when you take this off, the holes will be there. You can then flip it over and then line it up, and you'll be able to cut it out. I've done it a couple of times. In fact, this is coming up later where I show how to do it. This is how I did it. These are both out of the designer series paper, and that's how I cut it in reverse order. So it's very cool. Okay, so let me clear all this out so that I can show you how we actually make the cool wiggle. Be right back. Before I show you exactly how we put it together, something I don't know if you can see, but on the card I did use some Wink of Stella just on the outside of the mommy, on the darker pink, and then on the little koala guy, and it was just the clear Wink of Stella. So I did that, and I don't think it's really showing up on the video, maybe, but I wanted you to be aware that I did that. And then I also cut out the pieces that I needed. This is with the stitch shaped scallops, and this is with the layering ovals die. You know, it comes with regular ovals and scalloped ovals. So and then you're going to need your paper piercer and some number 28 gauge wire. Okay? All right. So here we go. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your wire, and I found that when I used this tube that the paper piercer came in, it just happened to be handy. It was a good size, and I wrapped it around twice, and then you can use cheap scissors. Don't use your good snips, or if you have wire cutters, you then just cut a piece away. And you're going to need to take off the lid to get that off. And then you are going to need your paper piercer. So put that in there so I don't lose it. Woo! My table is obviously not even. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take one piece of this and you're going to put it on the back of your designed item that you want to stay in place. And the best thing I have found is good old Scotch tape. And you can see I stamped it once and didn't like it, so that's why the back is not perfectly white. So Just take a piece of Scotch tape. You don't want too much because you want it to be able to wiggle. So because I cut that too long, I'm just making it a little skinnier. And then I'm going to place it so that the circle is kind of hidden behind his body, her body. And then, and I can see that my tape is too, it's too big. It's showing, so you can either trim that, or, you know, with most Scotch tape, you can just tear it. But I like to be really sure that's in place. So rub that down really good. And then you're going to see that you have the spring. Okay. It looks a little weird, but trust me, that's what makes it do that. And then you can either use a pencil, or I just eyeballed it. And I'm not real sure how well you're going to be able to see this, but I kind of figured out where I wanted Mom to go on this little oval. And then I peeked, I don't know if you can see, but I peeked at where the wire is, and I just poked a hole. And then I'm going to take that wire and I'm going to put it through the hole. Now this will kind of mess up your springiness a little bit. I'm just preparing you. So you kind of get it to, sorry, I know this is really hard to see on a video, but I'm getting it about where I want it. And then my trick was to bend it a little bit, going the wrong way, to help that wire stay in place. And then again with the Scotch tape, and you want to rub it down. And you can see we have the little bouncy. Easy, right? So simple. But I will tell you that this, I used to do a lot of jewelry making, so I had a lot of wire. And this number 28 gauge seemed to be the best wire for this. Anything thicker and it doesn't bounce right. If it's too thin, then it's flimsy. So choose your wire accordingly. Now, I have seen people just tape it down without poking the hole, but I like to poke the hole because you can't then see any of the tape, and it's a lot easier to put together. And then I just adhered this on top of the scalloped paper. I'm not going to go ahead and put the whole card together for you because you guys know how to make cards. But you can see that once that is adhered, then that wire on the back is just totally gone. So it's totally safe, and you get the little, whoops, well, when the tail isn't caught, you get the little springiness. So fun. So just a couple of quick tips that I want to show you on this is this shape right here for the welcome little one, and the welcome little one was from here. And then here's welcome, and here's little one. What I found easiest for me was to stamp the little one first onto some scrap Whisper White. And then I cut out the little frog. Yes, crazy fussy cutting, I know. But it is out of this paper, and I marked it. I'm hoping y'all can see. He's teeny McTiny little frog. And when I trimmed him out, I did trim out his little eyebrows. They weren't there anymore. But if you look, he has his eyebrows, and I just used a regular ballpoint pen. Seemed to be the best. A black ballpoint pen seemed to work the best. So I glued him down, and then I stamped the welcome. It was a little easier for me to gauge that way. But this piece actually came from that shape right there, and that is from the Petals and More Thinlits. But it's like the perfect little bracket, and it allows you to add a button. And these buttons are from the new 2017 to 19 in colors. And you see I had a lot to choose from. I chose the green because I introduced the Lemon Lime Twist green in there. And I just liked it better than any of the other ones. I mean, that would be cute too. And you can see I put a little bit of ribbon in it. That ribbon is the new, oh, where is it? Oh, here it is, right in front of me. It is the new 1 1/8 inch grosgrain ribbon, and it is in the new what is this called, Color Me Clover. And so that is what this ribbon is, and I did manage to get it through the little holes. If you cut it on an angle, you can squeeze it through the holes. So that's how I did that. And if you're wondering about the green outline, you know, that's my tip where you use the marker and you go around the edge very carefully and color the edge. This beautiful background paper is also from the, oh, what is the name of this paper? I think it's, yep, Animal Expedition Designer Series paper. It comes with a lot of really cool papers. I'm not going to go through them all again for you, but it's really great. And if you're not into the animals, the back sides are really fun too. So there is that. Now, on the inside, what happened to me was I had a piece of Whisper White to go in there, and when I glued it down, I didn't realize it until, of course, after I glued it down, it was cut a little bit crooked, and it wasn't hugely noticeable on its own, but as soon as you put it on a real high contrast piece of cardstock, you know, boom, it was huge. So I just cut a little strip, and then I used my marker to just make a little line right down there. But this "So Happy About Your News" came from the Abstract Impressions right there. So, so altogether, I did use a lot of things to make this card, but you know, if you're an avid stamper, you've got either all this and more, or things that you can use in place of some of the wording and thing. But I just wanted you to see how fun is this wiggle card. I just love it. Anyway, I hope that you liked this video, and you will follow me on YouTube. There's a button right there, or go to MemoryInkers.com and follow me on my blog. Don't forget, I am on Facebook. I am at facebook.com/MemoryInkers. I post all kinds of tips and tricks on there. I hope you will come and be a part of that. I do Facebook Lives every week, and sometimes even more than that. So hope to see you at any or all of my fun locations. Until next time, bye.